today I'm going to be filming the Taylor Swift book tag. As you might know, Taylor Swift's new album, 1989, comes out today, so I thought I would honor her by doing the Taylor Swift book tag that has been floating around. And I wasn't tagged by anybody, but I just really wanted to do it. And I'm not exactly sure who made up the version I'm doing because I know there have been amendments to them along the way, so I'm just gonna do it. And here we go. I love TSwift. Alright. The first song on this tag is We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, and this is for a series that you thought you loved but you actually hated and refused to ever continue with. And for this, I think I'm going to have to go with the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. I do have the first book in the series, Divergent. I just don't have it with me right now, but I really liked it. And then I went to go read the second one, and there was too much time between me reading it and not reading it that I just felt disconnected and no longer cared about anything that was going on. And I know that a lot of people are quite displeased with the ending because I know what happens. So there's that. I just don't really care anymore. I didn't even see the movie, so I'm just not going to even bother with it. The next song on the list is Red. So pick a book cover with red on it. And for this, I'm going with Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. This is a beautiful book, like just all the feels. But the cover has a woman in a red dress, and that's kind of important because she does wear a red dress in the book, but it's like a pop, and I really like the red dress on this cover. The next book is The Best Day, so I have to pick a book that gives me nostalgia. And for that, I'm going with Sleeping Freshmen Never Lie by David Lubar. I read this book every single year of high school, before freshman year, after freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year. And I just love this book so much. I don't know if you can tell, but I read it so often that I actually had to tape the cover back together. But yeah, this book is literally just one of my favorites, and I always think of high school and 8th grade when I read this. Next, we have Love Story. So we have to pick a book with a forbidden love in it. So obviously, I have to go with Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion because this is basically Romeo and Juliet, but with zombies. Next on the list is I Knew You Were Trouble, and so I have to pick a book that features a bad character that I couldn't help but love. Now, I'm not usually the type of person who likes bad characters. If they're a bad character, I'm going to dislike them, and like I don't love them as I'm reading it. Like Malfoy, I like him, he's bad, but I liked him afterwards. I thought about it. So I had to really think about who I loved. And I love my choice, and I came up with, kind of got sneaky, Gabe Goodman in Next to Normal. This is a musical, this is the book version of the musical, and Gabe Goodman, originally played by the beautiful Aaron Tveit, is definitely the villain of this, but he's also the golden boy. So he is kind of an attention hog, kind of manipulates people to get what he wants, and he's pretty attractive too. So I loved him the entire time. Next we have Innocent. So I have to pick a book that someone spoiled for me. So for this, I'm going to go with A Storm of Swords, which is the third book in the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. But I did not start watching the TV show until after I started reading the first book. And the reason I started reading the first book is because basically the world, mostly Tumblr, ruined this series for me. And my one friend she got spoiled for this book, and so she just couldn't help but telling me what it was, although I kind of asked her to at the same time because she was just like, just so looking forward to something that happens in this book. So I'm going to save it for people who have not read this book and do not watch the series. Some awesome stuff happens in this book, and yeah, this was seasons 3 and 4 of the TV show, and people die, as happens with every single Game of Thrones book, but I was spoiled. The next song is Everything Has Changed, and for this I'm supposed to find a book with a character that goes through a significant amount of growth or character development throughout the novel. So for this, I decided to choose a character from one of my favorite books ever, and that is Kyle/Adrian from Beastly by Alex Flynn. Now this book is a modern retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but told from the Beast's point of view, and the character of the Beast, at the beginning of the book, his name's Kyle, and he's really like a jerk and really popular, and he's like totally just like, oh, you're ugly, I'm not gonna talk to you. Like, he's very judgmental and just mean, and once he's turned into a beast, he's actually turned into a beast. It's pretty funny and pretty cool. He starts basically just, first he like hates himself because he's all like, oh crap, and he changes his name to Adrian, which means Dark One, which I think is really cool, and then he, you know, starts changing for the better, and he definitely grows a lot, and I think it's over the span of like 3 years or something, so it takes quite a bit of time in this book. The next song is You Belong With Me, and I'm supposed to talk about a release that I'm looking forward to so much, and this book has actually already come out, but I don't own it yet, and I just really want it, and that is Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. This book sounds amazing, and the cover is just beautiful, and I just want it really badly. Hopefully someone will buy it for me, but yeah, I want this book so bad. The next book on the list is Forever and Always, and I'm supposed to talk about my book OTP. And believe it or not, but my book OTP is actually Buttercup and Wesley from The Princess Bride by William Goldman. I love this book so much. I love this movie so much. They're just so beautiful, and they have just, this was a hard one for me to pick. It was down to Augustus and Hazel from Fault in Our Stars, but it was also down to the couple from Redeeming Love, but I'm gonna have to go with this one because I experienced this one first. I've loved them together since I was like 12 years old, since the first time I saw The Princess Bride, and then I love them even more the first time I read the book when I was in 9th grade. So yes. The next song on the list is Come Back, Be Here. I don't know this song very well, but anyway, I'm supposed to find a book that I refuse to lend out. I am usually a generous person, and I lend out a lot of my books. I'm kind of too generous. I realized that there is one book I have never and will never lend out. The Princess Bride by William Goldman. This book I have never lent out, and I'm never going to lend it out because I actually love this book. Even my favorite book of all time, The Fault in Our Stars, I've lent out. But for some reason, I will not lend out this copy of The Princess Bride. My best friend, who wants to read this book, I will not lend out to him. Instead, I will call or Skype him and read it to him over the phone because I just do not want to give it up so bad. Look at beautiful cover. Ah! The next song on the list is Teardrops on My Guitar, and I'm supposed to find a book that made me cry. I have to go with Just Listen by Sarah Dessen. When I read this last summer, I was in a place where I very much related to the main character, and as much as I do not like the main character, I could not deny that we had a lot of things in common, and we were just going through the same stuff at the same time, and I just couldn't help it but cry, and it was the first book in a long time that I cried at. The next song on the list is Shake It Off, Shake It Off, Off, Off. I love that song, so that's why I sing it. And I'm supposed to find a book or a series that I love so much that I'm just gonna ignore the haters. And for this, I'm gonna have to go with the Perfect Chemistry series by Simone Ecolas, or the Fuentes Brother trilogy, or whatever you want to call it, but these books I love so much. These are kind of like forbidden love, but they're all interconnected with each other because each of them, there's 3 Fuentes brothers, and each of them deals with them, and yeah, they're kind of cheesy and predictable, but I absolutely love these books. The next song is Stay, Stay, Stay. I like that song a lot too. And I'm supposed to find a book that I just wanted to keep going even after I finished it. For this, I'm going to have to go with Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. It was either this or Fangirl, but I chose this one instead because in Fangirl, at least we get a little bit of the relationship towards the end of the book. Like, we still get to see the two main characters together romantically, and it's adorable. But this, the entire book, is just building up to their relationship. And then, the last page of the book, we finally get the relationship, and then it just ends, and it's adorable, but I just wanted more of their relationship because it was so cute, and the last song on this list is All Too Well, and I'm supposed to pick a series that I just want to keep going on for forever. I think you know where this is going. The Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Let's be real, who didn't want this series to continue? Alright, I hope you enjoyed my video. That's all I have for today. For this, I'm going to tag Cassidy Von J because I'm pretty sure she hasn't done this yet, and I know that she's super busy with school, but I hope that she will take some time out of her schedule to grace us with a Taylor Swift book challenge. Have a nice Halloween, go listen to some TSwift, and I will be back soon with another video, hopefully. Bye!